I'm doing a reading from the deck Isis, my Lana Fairchild. I thought I was done making videos, but I'm being pushed today to make a video. Don't know why, but it is what it is. Spirit wants me to do something, I'm gonna do it. So, I just wanted to say, I'm grateful to have experienced some spirits that's been on this earth that I have looked up to, that, was taken too soon. One of them being my stepfather. But those spirits are Tupac, Lisa Left Eye, Aaliyah, Dr. Sabi. His story, the true story of how he died, needs to come out, because that was pretty messed up how everything happened to him like it did. And who else? Biggie. All those souls, I'm sure there's many more souls, but those are souls that come to me right now that I feel like I need to say out loud. But anyway, so many people suffer from mental issues nowadays. It's so rampant, like it's the new norm. And a lot of people on medication to try to, cope with it. And I, including myself, have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and it literally runs in my family. Some of us are diagnosed and some of us ain't, but you can clearly see the signs. But I don't take medication. I just, if this is me, this is me. I'm not out here harming people. I do let my emotions sometimes get the best of me, but I've grown so much in life to where I have been able to control myself. Something drastically compared to when I was younger, like 16, 17. And I had a huge awakening. Was it when my cousin died not too long ago, because, we didn't get along too well. But blood is blood. And I literally had a breakdown because I thought somebody had took his life. And I went and confront that person on a revenge type of method. And it shocked myself because I was like, dang, love is so deep that you don't even realize how much you love somebody until somebody takes that person away from you. You know what I mean? Or until life takes that person away from you. I'm not even accusing anybody of doing anything. But my reaction, my thoughts at the time was somebody took his life and I was going to make it right, like an eye for an eye. And thankfully, things happened the way it did so that I could have a huge lesson from it, because Spirit says vengeance is mine anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not yours, because vengeance is just a sadistic cycle that never ends. It's like you kill one person because they killed somebody else, and it goes on and on and on, because everybody is always going to hurt from losing a loved one, and they're always going to seek revenge for taking, somebody else's life. And that has to stop. That's what karma's for. You know what I mean? Truths will come out. Truths will be told. And your job is to just let it be. You know, the great I am has it in control. The vengeance is spirit, and that's karma. What goes around comes around. But anyway, let me get to these messages, these cards that I pulled. This is the top and bottom deck. The scarab beetle was on the bottom. It's beautiful. You know, the scarab beetle it's kind of like a dung beetle, you know. It controlled the shit. Helped keep the shit down, but shit was valuable, because it helped with vegetation and agriculture. So, can't really dismiss the shit. Sometimes shit is needed. And then this was at the top of the deck. I love Isis cards, and they're so beautiful. And I love Egypt. So many mysteries in the temples are so, sacred. I want to go there someday. I want to go to a lot of temples and a lot of places, because I think when you step into sacred places, like, you absorb that energy. It's like a baby learning to speak around their family. You don't have to teach them. They just absorb everything, and just know. So that's how I want to learn about how to be, or how to discover my full potential as a human being. I did the DNA ancestry thing, and I can see that I'm a part of pretty much every race on the planet, but there's 4% unidentified. What is that 4%? I would really love to know, and I would really want to know what my full potential is as a human being in this body. I got the chance to, this is going to sound crazy, but I was strangled and end up having the chance to experience what it's like to be outside of my body. And I have to say, it was the most beautiful experience I've ever experienced in my life. It was like being held by a mother who just loved you so dearly, and you could just feel that love. But you were it was like floating in space among the stars, and it was the best feeling I've ever felt in my life. And I almost forgot all about my life until I heard my great-grandmother's voice tell me that everything was going to be all right. And then I panicked because I thought about my kids and leaving them on this earth, without me, their mother. So I went into a panic state and ended up coming back into my body. And I have no hard feelings whatsoever against the person who did it. Because, like I said, that experience was so profound for me. And I have never experienced anything like it before in my life, quite like that. But I have been experiencing this energy that's so powerful, and it feels like nothing but love. I can't see it. I can definitely feel it. And some days it's a lot stronger than others. But, and that is what I've been guided by. And that is what's been telling me to make these videos. And I thought, it was telling me by the 21st, that I'd be done, I think. At least I thought. But today is wanting me to make this one. So here I am. Anyhow, let's read the cards. So this is one of the cards. You can't see it, but there's a beautiful snake in it. And she got the snake on her shoulders and one above her head. And of course the sun symbol, Ra, above the snake. I think the Great Spirit reincarnates itself over and over. Maybe it does to restore balance on this earth, which is a good thing to think, because it means it's never ever going to stop until things are balanced, on earth with Mother Gaia and taking care of her and amongst people and species. Things definitely need to be balanced because right now, these past 2 years have definitely been not balanced and full of chaos. And one thing I notice is people are afraid of death, and death and life have always done a dance, Death and life dance together. And it's nothing that can be done about it. It's just what it is. It's life and death. There's life and death. That's all there is. In this universal space is life and death. And life and death do a continual dance with each other. And death has so much fear behind it because it's something that's usually unknown unless you get a chance to experience it. And I think it really, and this is my belief, so I'm sure everybody has, if they've had a death experience and their death experience, have their own experience behind it. But I believe anyway, I lost my frame of thought there. But I believe people are so afraid of death because it's an unknown thing. And people are scared of what they don't know, because how can you confront death, There's no possible way for you to confront death unless you're killed or, die from sickness or a tragic accident or, attempt suicide, which I've done before and, it didn't quite work out. It's like we need to stop putting so much fear into death. Like, it's a natural process of life. You live and you die. And it got me thinking, like, what if somebody tried to cheat death? Like, tried to harness their consciousness and their awareness, and put it in some type of robotic form or AI form to live forever in some sadistic kind of unnatural way. Like, that boggles my mind, just the thought of that. But for some reason, there was a thought. And I'm like, that is so weird. Like, why would somebody want to spend eternity inside a robot or inside of any contraption? Like, I want to explore all the realms there happen to be, whether that's heaven, whether that's, a make-believe fairy realm or whatever, I mean, who's to say what's make-believe and what's not unless you actually experience it for yourself? You know what I mean? So, that was just a thought of mine. It was just a crazy thought, but they say anything's possible, but if anything's possible, I definitely wouldn't want to spend eternity inside a robotic machine for any reason whatsoever. Like, I want to live my full time, what I'm supposed to live. Like, if I get sick or I die by accident, then, so be it. But I would hate for somebody to take my life prematurely because they let themselves get out of control, for whatever reason they may have. And I know how easy it is to lose control. You can lose control for any reason. Somebody doing harm to your children, somebody doing harm to a family member, you feel like you're in protective mode. It is an easy way to, hurt somebody. Because I've always said the only person that I'm afraid of is my own self, and that's losing control of myself and protecting, my family, who I think is, need protecting, like my children, or like my cousin that I thought was murdered. But I'm not accusing nobody of anything. I don't have any hard feelings against anybody, because I am thankful for all the lessons that I have been taught. And I'm thankful for all the little blessings. Like, I can literally be content with having nothing at all, because up until this point, I have had everything that I've asked for, Love, I got that with my children. Home, I got that. All the material things that I wanted, I got that. And it's not much, but I wanted these things and I got them. So I will be content if I have nothing, and all I have to do is follow myself and follow the spirit, the great spirit. And you can discern spirits, and I have problems when it comes to people. I don't trust a lot of